Welcome to another Tech Help video brought to you by AccessLearningZone.com. I'm your instructor, Richard Rost. This is part 3 of my account statements series. You know what that means. If you haven't watched parts 1 and 2, go get out of here. Go watch them. Come on back. All right, where did we leave off? We got this credit report thingy here, print preview. All right, it's looking good, but it's showing all the values. What we want to do is limit it based on the start date and end date that the user puts in here. We set these up in the last class. Now we're going to make a button to open up that report. But before we open up the button, we got to tell the query where it gets its data from for it to get its criteria from this form. This is why I told you to go watch that get the value from an open form video in part 2. So now you're ready for part 3. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to say I want the criteria to include all records that have dates that are greater than this date and less than this date plus 1. Now, why plus 1 here? Well, sometimes you get people who put times in their date values, right? For example, they might have now as the default value, in which case this might be 5/4 at 6 p.m. or whatever, okay? So unless you're absolutely sure that these are only date values with no times, then you could use between here, between this and this, and you'll be okay. Or you could use, whatever. But the problem is people put times in their dates sometimes, so you have to think of that. So we want it to be greater than or equal to April 1st and less than May 1st, right? Because that won't include May 1st at midnight. Make sense? Okay, but it will include April 30th at 9 p.m. That's what we're looking for here. In fact, I got a whole separate video that explains that phenomenon. When people put between start date and end date, if your dates have times in them, they won't be right. So go watch this if you want to learn more about that, right? Query criteria giving wrong results. Okay, anyways. So we're going to come into our query that feeds the report. Right-click, Design View. And what we're going to do is we're going to add check date, or your date field, whatever it is, as a criteria. Turn this off so we don't show 2 of them, right? In the criteria field, Shift F2, I'm going to zoom in. This has to be greater than or equal to Forms, Main Menu F, Start Date, and less than Forms, Main Menu F, End Date. So include the start date at midnight, but don't include the end date at midnight. Okay? Okay. Okay. All right, let's save it. You can run it from here, and look at that. It's working. Okay, now all we have to do is open up that report. And again, I promise no VBA in this one, so let's go to right-click, Design View. Let's go here, get a button, put it down here. Report Operations Preview Report. That's the report name. All right, let's go here, whatever, statement, account, statement, whatever you want to call it. Next. All right, statement, button, finish, and then. All right, back to the main menu. There we go. Click the button. Perfect. Boom. There's your values. And notice how these are nicely sorted. You got your totals in there. Everything looks good. I also like to put something across the top, maybe across the page header or the report header, whatever you want to do. Yeah, let's put it in the report header. Let's put the word statement up here real big. Copy, paste. And I like, it's, for me, I like Times New. I know it's old school. I love Times New Roman for report headers. Make it like 36 point. That's not even big enough. Let's go 48 point. Yeah, there we go. Nice and big. In all caps. Statement. Bold. It's just, it's professional. I don't know. I've always liked Times New Roman. Let's get rid of this silly color back here. Let's, actually, we'll just use this thing up top. Shape fill. No, not shape fill. Yeah, we'll do that. Okay, that looks good. And now I'd like to include something on here that indicates what the dates of the statement are, right? Because if we look at it now, it's just going to say statement. Maybe like right here, we'll put between start date and end date, okay? Design View. I'll grab a text box. Any one of them works. Copy. Click up here. Paste. I'm going to slide it over here to the right like so. And we'll put in here, let's say, for the control source, Shift F2, we're going to say for transactions between Forms, Main Menu F, Start Date, and Forms, main menu, F, end date. Just like that. Oh, and an equal sign. Gotta have your equal sign. Okay? All right, and if you don't know what these are, that's called string concatenation. That's covered in my beginner lesson, so go watch those. I'll put a link down below to a concatenation video for you as well. And we'll call this just a date notice or whatever you want to call it. Doesn't matter. Save it. Close it. Let's make this a wee bit bigger. Let's go maybe 16 point. That looks good. And let's right align it so it comes over to here. All right, I'm getting excited. Save it. Close it. Let's open her up with the button. Oh, I got the border around it. That's another pet peeve of mine. I hate those borders. I usually don't encounter those borders because on my normal templates I have them turned off, but this is an older template. So outline transparent. All right, now I'm getting excited. There we go. Let's stretch it out. And oh, looking good, looking good. You could put page numbers on the bottom if you want to. I got lessons on page numbering. I got lessons on everything. Just go to my website, use the search tool, and search for my videos on page numbers. And if you come across a topic that, a Microsoft Access related topic, and I don't have a video for it, if you search YouTube, I want to know. So email me, let me know, and I'll make one. That's my goal. Anyone ever searches for Microsoft Access, I want my video number 1. Okay, that's pretty much it. I mean, you can add some prettiness, some embellishments to it. You could format these dates differently if you want. Use the format command. Some other things you might want some buttons in here. Go forward a month, backward a month. Let me show you how to do that. Let me show you how to make a button to go plus and minus a month. Now, we're going to use a teeny tiny bit of VBA. I know I said no VBA, but this is a bonus. Okay? If you want, go watch this Intro to VBA. It teaches you everything you need to know in about 20 minutes. It's simple to use. I know a lot of people are scared of VBA. Don't be scared. It's simple. I'm going to show you how with 2 lines of code we can make little buttons that go plus and minus a month. Watch this. All right, come in here, design view. I'm going to slide this down. Actually, let's make a new button. We'll put a new button right here. I'm going to cancel the wizard. Okay? And here I'm going to put in here plus 1M like that for plus a month. You know what it means. Okay? Open her up. The name here is going to be plus 1M button. Let's make plus 1M button. Doesn't matter. Whatever you want to call it. Okay. Right-click, build event. Now, I got my build event automatically opening up my VBA editor. That's an option that I talk about in that Intro to VBA lessons. If you get a window up that says what kind of builder do you want, pick the code builder. Okay? Now, here I am in the private sub plus 1M button. Click. This is what happens when you click that button. Okay? What am I going to put in here? I'm going to say start date equals date add. It's the date add function. What's the interval? Well, we want months, so it's M. All right? How many months? We want 1. And what's the date you're adding a month to? The start date. It's that simple. That just adds 1 month to the start date. We'll do the same thing, copy and paste, for the end date. All right? End date, just like that. Put it over here, end date. Okay? Save it, close that, close this, open it back up again, and watch this, plus a month. Pink. Uh-oh. What does this mean? You can't assign a value to this object. What? Huh? What are you talking about? Debug. Well, start date equals date and start date. Okay, I should be able to, right? Let's see. What's going on here? Let's hit this button. That'll stop that. Well, let's take a look. And I'm leaving this in the video because I get asked this a lot. People send me this in email a lot. Why can't I change this value? And usually they're trying to change it with VBA. But even so, if you come in here and try to change this, I'm hitting my keyboard. I can't change this. What's going on? Well, let's figure this out together. What happened here? Why are these not editable? Are they locked somehow? Let's see. Let's go into here, design view. Let's open this up. And does anybody see it? Do you see why I can't edit this? Take a moment, pause the video if you have to, and see if you can figure it out. Again, I get asked this one constantly. And that's why I decided to leave this error in yesterday's video. Figure it out yet? Anybody? Post it down below in the comments if you figured it out before I show you the answer here. All right. The problem is, are you ready for it? The problem is I put this equation in the control source. And if it's in the control source, that means this text box is going to always be that value. You can't change it. It's not bound to a table field, so you can't put the data there. So it's going to always be equal to the first date of last month. What we should have done, what I should have done yesterday, and give yourself kudos, by the way, if you caught this yesterday and put a comment in yesterday's video. But this should not be in the control source. This should be in the default value. So let's cut it out of there, go over to data, and put it in the default value. Default value says you're going to start with that value, but the user can change it. Okay? Click here, take this control source out, and put it in default value. And now, if I save this, close it, open it, now I should be able to add a month. Look at that. Okay? Now, here's another problem that comes up. We can't just add a month to the end date. Why? Because you got situations like this. Here's September 30th. If I add a month, now I go to October 30th, not the last date of the end date. So we got to adjust our code. Okay? Let's go into our button again, right-click, build event. What we have to do is we have to say, set the end date equal to the last day of this month. So let's go back to that page with our equations on it. All right, first day of month, let's go here. Last day of month, we'll take this, we'll copy this. That's the last day of any month based on the date D. And now we can say end date equals, paste that in there. It's going to be the last day of the month that start date is in. Okay, see what I'm doing there? All right, save it, close it, open it. Now it'll add a month. It'll add 1 month to start date and give you the last day of that month. See? So you gotta be careful of stuff like this. All right, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Okay. And if you want to make a button to go minus a date, that's easy to do too. Just do the same thing, make another button, and in here just put -1 for the month in your other button. And if you want to do days, you can do days as well. All the different options are in my date add video. All right, go watch this guy. And on the date add page, you'll see down here, here's all the codes, right? Date add, here's all the intervals. Be careful with years. It's Y, not just Y. Y by itself is day of the year, which is a number from 1 to 365. Okay? If you want to learn more about how to build a more complex check register, I got a whole seminar on it, which we do pie charts and all kinds of more advanced reporting, and we can actually write checks. It's over 5 hours long. We do running balances on both forms and reports. Printing checks, we can actually have the words on there, $1,500, whatever. Batch printing checks, pays with categories. You can have multiple accounts in your table, so you can have a checking account, savings account, whatever. And there's all kinds of stuff, reporting. There's all kinds of like cool things in this seminar. So check it out. Now, one more thing. What if the user opens up the check register and applies some filtering in here? Like, let's say they only want to see checks. So they come in here and they go, here, we'll click on one of these and we'll go, does not equal blank. So now I have just actual checks with check numbers. What if I want to print a statement with just this stuff? What do I do? Well, this form has a filter on it, right? I'm going to show you how to take whatever filter is in this form, whether it's the date, whether you filter based on, let's say you just want to see all the utility payments, right? Gas, electric. So we filter those, right? We'll take whatever filter is applied to this form and apply that to the printed report as well. And we'll cover that in the extended cut for the members. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut videos. Gold members can download the databases that I make in these tech help videos, which, as you've seen in part 1, is very helpful sometimes. Everybody, all my members, get some free classes, so sign up today. Hit that join button down below. And I think what might actually even be handier to do is to move those calculations here, to move those filters onto this form, get them off that main menu. So the user can do all their filtering and change the dates and whatever on this form, and then when they're done, hit the print statement button. All right, and I'll show you how when a filter is applied up here, you can change these buttons automatically. Some cool stuff coming up in the extended cut. So join today. And that's going to do it. That's it for your tech help video. This is part 3. This is probably the last part of this series for now, unless I add one in the future. I don't know. Sometimes that happens. People ask me a question, and I go, oh, that's a really good one. Let me make part 4. But as of right now, this is the last one. So look down below, though. If I do make a part 4, I'll put a note down in the description down below the video. But that'll be your tech help video for today. I hope you learned something. I hope you liked this little 3-part series. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you next time. And members, I will see you in the extended cut. If you enjoyed this video, please give me a thumbs up and post any comments you may have below. I do try to read and answer all of them as soon as I can. Make sure you subscribe to my channel, which is completely free. Click the bell icon and select all to receive notifications when new videos are posted. Want to learn more? Click the Show More link below the video to find additional resources and links. YouTube does a pretty good job of hiding it. It's right down there. See this part of the description here, right? The name, the video's up here. There's a little Show More down there, right down the bottom. It's kind of hard to find. But once you click on that, you'll see a list of other videos, additional information related to the current topic, free lessons, and lots more. And YouTube no longer sends out email notifications when new videos are posted like they used to do. But if you'd like to get an email every time I post a new video, click on the link to join my mailing list. And you can pick how frequently to get emails from me, either as they happen, daily, weekly, or monthly. Now, if you'd like to become a paid member of my channel and receive all kinds of awesome perks, click on the Join button. You'll see a list of all the different membership levels that are available, each with its own special perks, including my extended cut videos, access to my code vault, lots of VBA source code in there, template downloads, and lots more. I'll talk more about these perks at the end of the video. Even if you don't want to commit to becoming a paid member and you'd like to help support my work, please feel free to click on the tip jar link. Your patronage is greatly appreciated and will help keep these free videos coming. I got some puppies to feed. But don't worry, no matter what, these free tech help videos are going to keep coming. As long as you keep watching them, I'll keep making more, and they'll always be free. Now, if you really want to learn Access and you haven't tried my free Access Level 1 course, check it out now. It covers all the basics of Microsoft Access, including building forms, queries, reports, and more. It's over 4 hours long. You can find it on my website or on my YouTube channel. I'll put a link down below you can click on. And did I mention it's completely free? The whole thing, free, 4 hours. Go watch it. And okay, a lot of you have told me that you don't have time to sit through a 4-hour course. So I do now have a quicker Microsoft Access for Beginners video that covers all the basics faster in about 30 minutes. And no, I didn't just put the video on fast forward. But I'll put a link to this down below as well. Now, if you like level 1, level 2 is just $1. That's it, $1. And that's another whole 90-minute course. Level 2 is also free for paid members of any level, including supporters. So if you're a member, go watch level 2. It's free. Okay, want to get your question answered in a video just like this one? Visit my tech help page and send me your question there. Members get priority, of course. While I do try to read and respond to all of the comments posted below in the comments section, I only have time to go through them briefly a couple of times a month, and sometimes I get thousands of them. So send me your question here on the tech help page, and you'll have a better chance of getting it answered. And while you're on my website, be sure to stop by my Access forum. We've got lots of lively conversations about Microsoft Access and other topics. I have a fantastic group of moderators who help me answer questions. Shout out to Alex, Kevin, Scott, Adam, John, Dan, Juan, and everybody else who helps out on the site. I appreciate everything you do. I couldn't do it without you. Be sure to follow my blog, find me on Twitter, and of course on YouTube. Yeah, I'm on Facebook too, but I don't like Facebook. Don't get me started. Now, let's talk more about those member perks if you do decide to join as a paid member. There are different levels: silver, gold, platinum, and diamond. Silver members and up get access to all of my extended cut tech help videos, one free beginner class every month, and some other perks. Gold members get all the previous perks, plus access to download the sample databases that I build in my tech help videos, plus access to my code vault where I keep tons of different functions that I use, the code that I build in most of the videos. You'll also get higher priority if you do submit any tech help questions. Now, answers are never guaranteed, but you do go higher in the list for me to read them. And if I like your question, you got a good chance of it being answered. You'll also get one free expert level class each month after you've finished the beginner series. Platinum members get all the previous perks plus even higher priority for tech help questions. You get access to all of my full beginner level courses for every subject. And I cover lots of different subjects like Word, Excel, VBA, ASP, lots of different stuff, not just Access. These are the full-length courses found on my website. You get all the beginner ones. In addition, once you finish the expert classes, you get one free developer class per month. So lots of training. And finally, you can also become a Diamond sponsor. You'll have your name or your company name listed on a sponsors page that will be shown on each video as long as you're a sponsor. You'll get a shout out in the video and a link to your website or product in the text below the video and on my website. So that's it. Once again, my name is Richard Rost. Thank you for watching this video brought to you by accesslearningzone.com. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something today. Live long and prosper, my friends. I'll see you again soon.